Good morning, students. So in my previous class, we just had an introduction about the subject hospitality management. But today, we will quickly look into the syllabus. I'll give you an overview of the syllabus of hospitality management so that we can begin with our classes soon. Now, why study hospitality management, or what are the aims? So according to the syllabus, it helps us to understand the different phases used in hospitality, that is, the way phrases are used. You must be quite able to understand the English phrases, but in hospitality we have got certain important phrases which needs to be used on a daily basis. We'll study about them, as it will help you to enhance your soft skills. It helps us to understand the basic or a simple idea about the management principles. Then it also helps a student to have a fair idea about the knowledge of hospitality management and the services offered. It helps the students to distinguish between different departments of a hotel and what all functions are performed by each department. Then the candidates are able to describe and explain professional skills required in hospitality. You have an awareness. You know about the subject, because today the subject, as I mentioned to you earlier also, has become very important. Though it is a vocational subject, the number of jobs or the employment created by this industry has suddenly been enhanced or increased at a very fast speed. So it will help you to develop your practical skills in the operational area of the hospitality industry. For this, we have two papers. The theory paper is of 3 hours duration and consists of 70 marks, while paper 2, which is your practical paper, is 30 marks. So in all, the total marks allotted to this subject is 100 marks. I repeat once again, paper 1 is your theory paper, which is 70 marks, while paper 2 is your practical paper, which is comprising of 30 marks. So the total marks allotted for this subject is 100 marks. We will have a quick look at the theory paper, or the units of the theory paper that you need to study. I'll be posting you the syllabus in the group today. The theory paper has got a compulsory section where short questions are asked, and this is 20 marks, while you'll be required to answer the questions in detail, and that's 5 questions, which comprises of 50 marks. The theory paper is divided into 2 parts. The compulsory section is of 20 marks, where you'll be answering short questions, while the part 2, which is the subjective, or where you have the long answers, there you'll have to attempt 5 questions of 10 marks each. The first unit of the syllabus is soft skills in hospitality. So what is the soft skills in hospitality that we study? Here we study about the different phrases that is used in the hospitality industry. In the operational area, when you meet the guests, that is the people who come over to check in, either in a hotel industry, in the cruise, in the airline. So the guests or the clients or the customers who come, how to greet them, how to talk to them. Certain phrases have to be used. Then another very important factor is personality development in the hospitality sector. So here, for that, you need to know about patience, respect, tolerance, because you will be meeting different types of people from different straits of life. Leadership, you have to develop leadership skills, technical skills, motivation, self-motivation, and through your language skills, you have to motivate others. That is the team that you work in. The second unit is that of basic management principles. As it is the hospitality management subject, you must have a brief idea about what is management. Hence, Field's principles of management, that is the 5 principles of planning, organizing, staffing, leading, controlling, is to be explained to you briefly with reference to the hospitality industry. Then, the hotel hierarchy, that is, the different levels of management in a hotel, beginning with the general manager, under whom we have the departmental heads, supervisors, operational employees. So all this has to be explained in reference, or we need to study it in reference to the hospitality industry. Once again, in the management part of this syllabus, that is the basic management principles, we study about the basic principles which are put up by Fioll, that is planning, organizing, staffing, leading, controlling, followed by the way a hotel hierarchy operates. That is, beginning with the general manager, we move to the different departmental heads, supervisors, operational employees, in reference to the hospitality industry. The third unit comprises of hospitality management and tourism. Today we know tourism has developed to a great extent and is a form of revenue for each country of the world. And they are dependent on the hospitality industry. So we have to have a brief idea as to how hospitality and tourism are interrelated with each other. So tourism also is a part of the hospitality industry. Then the fourth unit, that includes the services offered in hospitality to the guests and what all characteristics needs to be seen in a hospitality personnel or people working in the hospitality industry. The services that are offered to the guests, like food and accommodation service, personal service, like when guests check into a hotel, the management has to make arrangements for tours, sightseeing spots, transport. All this has to be discussed briefly under this unit. Then the characteristics of hospitality personnel, like dedication, honesty, intelligence, empathy, presence of mind, punctuality, positive attitude, very, very important. Your body language has to have a positive attitude. Appearance, communication skills, networking initiative, your body language, hard work, all this has to be studied under how a hospitality personnel is trained so that he can be dedicated to his work. That is your fourth unit. The fifth unit includes the different departments in a hotel, like food and beverage service, front office, accommodation operations, and food production. When we talk about food production, we must have a basic knowledge of salt, sugar, fats and oils, raising agents like yeast, different cuisines, out of which we have to study 2 Indian regional cuisines and their popular dishes, along with 2 international cuisines, which could be French and Italian, basic knife skills has to be adopted. We must have an idea about the basic knife skills while cutting vegetables. So in food production, we need to have a fair idea about the basic commodities used, and along with that, the regional cuisines from India and two international cuisines, French and Italian, along with basic knife skills of cutting vegetables. The food and beverage service will help us to know about a brief history of catering, which already existed in olden days, when travelers used to travel and stay in inns, taverns in the Western countries, while in India we used to call them dharamshalas, sarais, then leading restaurants, hotels, cafes of the present day, food and beverage service areas, departmental hierarchy, duties, responsibility of staff, service conventions, all needs to be studied under this topic, food and beverage service. Front office of an office is very important. Here we must know about the department hierarchy, that is, how from the top management we go down to the junior level management, and the duties and responsibilities of the front office staff in relation to the different departments in a hotel, the description, explanation, and how the use of property management systems can be done. Accommodation operation. Here also role of accommodation, general layout and structure of the departments, department hierarchy, public area maintenance, very, very important. Because when guests step into a hotel, the public area, that is the lobby, should be very well maintained and decorated. And so should be the guest rooms. Flower arrangements, we must have a fair idea about the different types of flower arrangements and what type of flower arrangements are used in different venues. So this forms the total description of your theory paper, which is divided into 5 units. Practical work, your paper 2, which is comprising of 30 marks, includes list of practical work to be done in the front office. That is what all standard guest phrases, telephone manners, guest handling, guest cycle, all this has to be demonstrated and practiced, maybe in some function in the school. Then accommodation operations also has to be taught to you practically. How to use cleaning agents for public areas, how to make flower arrangements, projects on decor for public areas and guest rooms. We have to practice that when we meet. So this is about the practical work. So this totally comprises your entire syllabus. So with this, I have given you an overview of the syllabus for hospitality management in class 11, and from my next class onwards, I will begin with the first topic, soft skills in hospitality. Okay students, thank you for today. That's all.